Alright, so we're going to make a quick tutorial on how to make spawning mops. Now this is a new improved version that I got from a fellow hobbyist off of a killifish group on Facebook. So I do want to say a quick thank you to him for that, for sharing this with me. I think it's, I think it's a bit of a game changer as far as versatility goes in your spawning mops. I think it simplifies it, and also just, it's making it more versatile as well. So anyways, we'll go ahead and I'll show you the things that you're going to need. Alright, so what you're going to need to do this is only like 4 things, not a lot. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a book, preferably 8 inches and bigger. And the reason you want it that big is so that you can just go ahead, because the versatility of this spawning mop, you can control how long and short the mop is. It's better to have a long mop. That way you've got, a long mop if you need one, or a short mop, versus making a bunch of different sizes of mops. You can easily control that. Now the thickness of mops, how many wraps, I normally go 45 to 60. You can do thinner mops, you can do thicker mops. If you wanted to, improve upon that and waste even less mops, just make a smaller mop or a smaller, amount of wraps, maybe 30 to 40, and you'd just be able to bunch those together if you wanted a thicker one. We've got the book, and then we've got 100% acrylic yarn. The reason I use acrylic is because we make tanks and aquariums out of acrylic. Therefore, it's safe. We know it's safe. You can also use polyethylene, I believe. Do not use cotton. This is 100% acrylic green yarn. I like green. I've seen people use tan. I've seen people use like a brown. I've seen people mix them. I just like green. It's kind of the standard that everyone uses. And from what I've seen, I haven't seen anybody say one color's better than the other. And then we're going to need our pool noodle. Now what you want to look for is a diameter that's not too large, considering your knot isn't going to be very, very large, and we want to simplify stuff. So they have ones, pool noodles come without holes. They come with, and they also come with like a few different sizes of holes. This is about a 1/2 inch one. They probably have it a little bit smaller, and they definitely have it a whole lot bigger. They've got some that are, almost over an inch in diameter. So, and these pool noodles are fairly cheap. Definitely cheaper than buying corks, I can tell you that. Unless you have someone in your family that likes to drink wine, corks can get kind of expensive. That's why I really like this. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how to make the spawning mop first. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is get our mop made. And to do that, we're just going to place a piece of string, and I'm going to back you guys up a little bit. Come on, vacuum, why you got to be right there. Alright, place a piece of string or the acrylic yarn in the book. Hold it down, and I just got done doing this for the second time. Don't wrap it around too tight. So you'll loosely spin it around, and there we go. Loosely just spin it around, and I'm going to go around about 60 times. So we'll get that done. Alright, so that's 60 wraps. Now we're going to cut the yarn, and this is why we're using the book, because we have that little space we can get underneath right there, and having sharper scissors definitely helps. Alright, sharper scissors definitely. Alright, so we've got that. Now we're just going to take the mop like so, and you can see 60 wraps gives you a pretty thick mop there. So I said 45 to 60. I mean, 30's probably pushing not enough. But you know, that's up to you. Definitely just play around with it and see what you feel works best. So now what we're gonna do is we're just going to take a piece of yarn and just tie it off. I just like tying it off like this. I suppose you could actually take the yarn itself and tie a knot with it. I like doing this. I feel like this works just fine. And yeah, a couple knots in there and we're done. That's our mop. That is about an 8 to 9 inch mop. I'm gonna say it's like a 9 inch, maybe 10 inch mop. So that's a fairly long mop. It's pretty thick too, so it's good. Now what we're gonna do, this is the even easier part. You're just gonna cut a section of the pool noodle, just, you know, maybe an inch or less than an inch. You don't really need much. So boom, easy. And then we take our knotted side and we just push it in like so. And it's pretty snug in there, so it doesn't, you know, barely push it in, and it's gonna stay. So you can see I've got a nice long mop. If I want a short mop, I just pull it up and it's, you know, it's gonna hold. And then I don't know how that would work if you want to flip it though, like that. Maybe that they wouldn't mind that. If you have little fish, you could flip it in and maybe they could swim within this little, you know, knotted area. But what I like to do, you know, don't leave too big of a knot there and then just flip it upside down, and then now it's like you've got a nice big water hyacinth floating in your tank with all this root mass for you know, your fish to hide in. So that's it. Super easy, super cheap. I think it's great. I think it's a huge improvement. It's just, it's versatile. So you can make a short mop, you can make a long mop, you can make a hiding mop, a floating mop, and a sinking mop. All just very easily. You don't have to tie a cork to it. You don't have to try and find corks, which aren't super easy to find these days. You can find them at like a Hobby Lobby, but they're not that cheap. So pool noodle happens to be a lot cheaper and a lot easier, especially this time of year. And a lot of people happen to just have maybe a pool noodle lying around. So anyways, guys, that's it. I hope you found this helpful. And yeah, feel free to leave any comments down below, perhaps some improvements or suggestions. Or also answer any questions that other people have down below. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you on the next video.